Hi, Marina.
I'm on a set. I'm on an actual set.
Yeah, it feels like we're in the woods. There's a lot of grass, there's smoke, so yeah. If a werewolf jumps out at some point.
On Star Trek, we worked in a lot of smoke. There was a lot of smoke. It always used to get me, oh, it's a Class M planet. Well, as far as I'm concerned, we don't have smoke on Earth. But on every planet we ever went to, it was just full of smoke. So I'm not quite sure what that was about.
I can imagine. Marina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, we're so happy to have you. Is this your first time in Belgium?
Yes.
Okay. And what are your first impressions?
Ghent is lovely. It's lovely. And I enjoyed some Belgian frites yesterday, and they were delicious.
Our local classics, yeah. How has today been like for you? Do you like doing those sort of conventions?
You know what, my opinion is if you don't like it, you shouldn't do it. Right? I really enjoy it. I enjoy meeting my fans. When you're in the genre part of show business, you know, horror or sci-fi or fantasy, comics, I think we're really lucky because we do these Comic-Cons and we have the chance to meet our fans. Because it's my chance to say thank you. Because I wouldn't be here today if the fans didn't turn on their TV sets for 7 years and go to see, we paid tickets for like 3.5 movies. We won't talk about Nemesis. But everything I have, I owe to the fans because they kept me working. So I think it's a privilege to me that I get to meet the people that kept me employed since 1987.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's been quite a while since...
It's right, yeah. Okay, who wasn't born in 1987? I've got shoes older than these people, honestly.
Well, it's been quite a while, but I was wondering, when you were first cast for Star Trek, where were you alive?
Well, I've gone to LA from London, and I worked for 1 year in London to make enough money to go to LA for 3 months. And then when I arrived in LA, 5 days after I arrived, I got a job, not Star Trek, another job. And because the money is so much better in America than England, which is why we all go to America, I was able to stay for another 3 months. And in that second 3 months was when I got Star Trek. I actually got the job on the day that I was leaving America for good. I had auditioned on the Monday, and I had auditioned with Gates and Denise on the same day, and they were offered the job on Monday night. And I wasn't. And so Tuesday, nothing. So I thought, well, obviously, I didn't get the job. So on Wednesday morning, I got the suitcase from the wardrobe, and I opened the suitcase, and as I opened the suitcase, the phone rang. And I didn't leave. But I was on my way, literally, to the airport when I got the job.
Well, we're so lucky that they actually gave you the role.
I know.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, you'd have somebody else here who isn't as funny as me.
Probably. When you first read the script for Star Trek, what drew you to it?
Listen, when you're a young actor, you don't make those choices. You just want a job.
Yes.
It was a job, and it was a job for a year. That would have been the longest job I ever had, right? So it wasn't about the script, it wasn't that it was Star Trek, it was literally the fact that I had zero money, literally zero money, and I now have this great job. Yeah.
What do you...
I know you hate to hear that, you Star Trek fans, but the one thing you need to know about me, I tell the truth. And sometimes people like it, and sometimes people don't like it, but I tell the truth. And the reason I tell the truth, it's not anything other than, I'm 69 years old. don't remember what I said, who I said it to. So it actually, it actually works for me to tell the truth. Then I don't have to remember anything, because I'm, you know. So it's not that I'm a perfect person, it's the fact that I'm 69 and my brain's gone. So it's as simple as that.
It might be a tricky question to ask to someone whose brain is gone, but is there anything you remember particularly from the first time you walked on set for Next Generation?
Oh, geez. I tell you what was actually, the first time I walked on the set, I actually don't really have a big memory of that, because we were doing a lot of makeup tests and wardrobe tests, so we were on the set even though we weren't working. And you have to bear in mind, like I said, I wasn't a big Star Trek fan. So it didn't mean to me what it meant to say Michael Dorn or LeVar. They were big Star Trek fans, right? What made me cry was walking onto the bridge of the Enterprise, and I'm going to cry as I say it, on Picard. That was it. We'd lost it. And I'm losing it now thinking about it. That was so emotional, just walking onto the set. 30 years later. It was beautiful. Everybody just was in tears. It was great.
When was the first time you realized what kind of success Star Trek would become?
About halfway through, towards the end of the second season, of the second series, because I think a lot of people have forgotten that when TNG began, the TOS fans were not happy. They were not happy at all. I would do conventions where there were 30 people in front of me like this. Why are you here? We don't want a new Star Trek. We're very happy with the old one, thank you very much. It took a long time to win them over. It really did. And I have to, again, thank you that you kept watching, because some of the shows in the first season were terrible. Let's be honest. Code of Honor. It's like, really? You couldn't see that it was racist? No, okay, fine. And then there was episodes like Angel One. Do you remember Angel One? So Angel One was a planet that was run by women forever, right? I mean, I know the boys, they were like in little ballerina outfits, but, you know, the women were in charge. And then Riker comes, right? He makes one speech, and they consider changing their form of government. So, yeah, some of the episodes were rubbish, but thank you for kept watching, because by the third season, we knew we were good. We knew we were good, yeah.
But it's interesting you say that people initially didn't universally like the Next Generation.
Not even like, I mean, actively disliked. Yeah.
But nowadays you see it more often when they do a reboot or a sequel of some kinds, that fans from the first hour, they are really mad when a sequel comes out, because they feel like it's not the same as it used to be.
Right.
What kind of advice would you give to a young star, for example, who stars in a reboot and is getting hate?
You know, unfortunately, whatever you do this day and age, you're going to get hate. You're going to get hate because that's the world that we live in. I'm the only actor, I don't have any social media. None. Firstly, Mark Zuckerberg is the devil. So I don't want to be a part of anything that he owns. So that means Meta and Instagram are off. TikTok is a Chinese company that is harvesting your information. Why would I want to be on social media? It is a cesspit of hate speech, of lies. I was getting death threats. Why would I want to be engaged in any of that? Right, so I've taken myself right out of it and I couldn't be happier. Plus, we're also becoming, the social media companies have made us believe that every thought in our be put typed into our phone. Why? None of us are that smart. None of us have got anything to say really that's that important, that you want the whole world to know it. We're creating generations of narcissists, and I know you don't want to hear that, but I was marching in the 60s for women's liberation and women's rights. And now I see the Kardashians and all they care about is how big their house is and how big their flipping lips are. Why did I march for our rights? When it was about what was on the inside, not what's on the outside. I get very upset about this, as you can tell. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe we should take things...
Yeah, let's go funny again. Let's go tell a joke. Okay.
No, because I really was wondering, you've been playing Diana Troy for such a long time in so many different projects. How has the character evolved over time?
Well, she did and she didn't. She kind of evolved in TNG, especially after Face of the Enemy. Do you remember when I was the Romulan? And they went, oh, she can kick some ass, right? So then a little bit more of Marina came into Deanna. The biggest thing outside the box, I think, for Deanna was in the first season of Picard in Nepenthe. That was a huge leap, I thought, for my character. So to be honest, I was a little disappointed with Picard, because while my husband was off, saving the universe, I was back at home raising the kid. So, yes and no. I think in some ways it has gone, it has moved forward, and I think in some ways it hasn't. So, yeah.
It's been a long time since the last Star Trek movie came out. If you could come up with another idea for a Star Trek movie, what would it be like, and then when would you sign up for a new movie?
Oh, there's not going to be another movie.
Why?
Because every leading... This is Hollywood. It's Hollywood. Hollywood is not going to make anything where every leading actor is around about 70 years old. It's not going to happen.
But they did it with Star Wars, right?
Only a couple of the characters were 70 years old. We're all 70 years old on TNG. Some of us are 80. So Hollywood is a youth culture. It's not, it's like they were trying to make Star Trek Legacy after we did Picard. There was all this thing of trying to get Star Trek Legacy. It's not going to happen. They won't. Hollywood is ageist. There's no two ways about it. It's ageist. And that's the way it is. And there's nothing we can do about it. But I think you have to be realistic about where you are in the business. And I'm very realistic about where I am.
Yeah. It's interesting because usually we think that we have come a long way ever since like 50 years ago or something. But do you still feel like if we're talking about racism, sexism, ageism, that on a lot of places we're still stuck in the same position?
I have to be honest, Europe is so far ahead of America. So far ahead. I'll tell you an example. Michael Doran, my best friend, is going to come and live in England because when he came to London for 6 weeks last year, and he was going to meet a friend in a club, not a club dancing club, like an after-hours club, and it was Christmas week, so it was really busy, and it got a bit confusing, and they told him to wait, and anyway, he said to me, it all worked out in the end, but I had to wait, Marina. And I said, yeah, but Dawny, call him Dawny, that wasn't because you're black. And he went, do you know what, Marina? That thought hasn't entered my head since the day that I landed in London. In America, he wakes up every morning and the first thought is in his head is this the day I get shot by the police? Europe, we're so far ahead of America. We should pat ourselves on the back that we've come so far, honestly. It's great, it's great. I left America after 35 years when Donald Trump broke it. Right, he broke it. And I came to live in England, and yes, we have our problems in Europe. In England, UK, we have Brexit. Don't get me started on Brexit. Every time I'm in the passport line at the airport, I'm like, fucking Brexit, this is fucking Brexit. But compared to America, this is paradise. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But what does it do with you personally if you know that you're not going to play a famous character anymore in another movie?
Yeah, but I'm an actress. I didn't become an actress to play one part.
Yeah, of course.
And since playing Deanna, I've played lots of different things. I'm off to do a series in Cyprus in the summer, where I'm playing the lead actress's mother. It's come to that. So yeah, I play a lot of different parts. It's like if you said, you know, I like vanilla ice cream, but you never eat any other type of ice cream. Well, acting's the same. You don't want to play the same part all the time.
Yeah. Is there any flavor that you haven't tasted yet? Something you still really want to do in your
you know what? I still, I love the theatre. That is my first love. So on my bucket list are Chekhov and Ibsen and Shakespeare. You know. So that's what I want to do next. If I work again, that is what I'd like to do.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, maybe we should get some questions from the audience. We have 2 mics over there, on the right and on the left. So if you have a question for Marina, please come forward, don't be shy.
I've scared them off, they're like, she's scary.
Okay.
I don't know what I want to talk to her, she's really scary.
Go ahead.
Hello. Are you still close with the Castanet generation? You mentioned when we go on, but you see the others. What's the relationship today?
We're best friends. We really are. TNG was kind of unique in Hollywood because, you know, you hear it all the time, oh, we really love each other. We really did love each other. We really were a family. Do you remember when Friends did a reunion a few years ago and they televised the Friends reunion? And they were saying things, oh yeah, we're best friends, best friends. We haven't seen each other for 20 years. And you're like, well, how can you be best friends if you haven't seen each other for 20 years, right? We see each other when I'm in LA, we see each other all the time. These people are my family. So I love them with all my heart. I love them with all my heart. I was literally an alien in America when I was there for 6 months when I got Star Trek. I didn't know anybody. They were the only people I knew. So they really were important to me, you know. They were my family. And I miss them now that I'm in England. I really do. I really miss them. Yeah. Yes, love.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for your honesty, because it reminds us that despite the good intentions of Star Trek as a franchise, it has not always been as female-friendly as they claim to be, and it's not something we can forget.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that.
So it's strong women as yourself that remind us that there is still a way to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
In terms of the question, obviously I want to inquire about your voice acting part in Lower Decks and how you feel about that.
In what? Lower Decks. Lower Decks.
And the cartoon aspect of Star Trek and how it appeals is much more humor. Some fans are not all that happy with it because it was given the parodies.
You know, there's a saying, you can't please all the people all the time, right? There are people that love Lower Decks. There are people that say it's not Star Trek, you know. There's so much Star Trek out there right now that if it was all the same, it would be really boring, right? So to have different aspects of it. I have to be honest, voice acting is not my favourite type of acting. I actually like to look at someone when I'm acting with them. And for voice acting, you're usually in a studio with headphones on and a microphone. I like the interaction. I mean, I've done it, you know, did you get gargoyles over here in Belgium? And Anyone see Gargoyles?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, well, I played Demona in Gargoyles, so Deanna Troy was really nice, and Demona was really evil. Marina's more like Demona than Deanna, I'm sorry to say. So I did that, and I'm also, who's played Mass Effect? I'm Benezia on Mass Effect. I've never played it, I don't know what it is, but I know that I'm Benezia. So yeah, it's not my favourite thing. And to be honest, there are so many voice actors who are brilliant at what they do, and I'm really not that good at it. So they should, I'm not going to take money away from people who are really doing, that's their job and that's their career. I'm going to leave them doing their job. Yes, Bob? Hello.
Hi. Next time you come, can you bring Donnie too, please?
Oh.
And what do you think?
Actually, sorry, Dawney's going to be at FedCon this year if anyone's going to FedCon. Okay.
Okay, thanks
Yeah.
for letting us know. What do you think about the new series and franchise?
Which one?
What about
There's Discovery.
Yeah, Discovery.
There's Discovery, and then
Strange
there's
New Worlds.
Strange New World.
Yeah.
Now, you'll be happy to know that when I'm gone, there's a new Marina coming along, and that's Christina Chong from Strange New Worlds. She's the new Marina. She is like, when you're around Christina, it's a party, right? So, she's fantastic. I'm going to piss you all off again. Sci-fi is not my favourite form of entertainment.
What is?
I like drama, I'm Greek, I like drama, you know. So I watch a lot of Scandinoirs. I like things like The Fall, Happy Valley. There was a French series that I loved, Engrenage. Oh my God, so good. So yeah, I haven't actually seen any Star Trek show but mine. Sorry.
It's okay.
You know, when we started, people used to ask TOS guys, you know, are you watching Next Generation? And they would say no, right? No, they were honest, they would say no. And I would go, liars, liars. Of course they're watching. They weren't lying, because I've never watched any other incarnation of Star Trek but TNG. Yeah, I've watched some of the original movies, but that's it, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm honest.
Okay, go ahead. Our time is almost up, so please keep
Two quick questions.
Yes, love.
So Marina, I once read that your mother did not believe that you were on the show. Is that correct?
That is correct. Because, like I said, I got the job on the day that my mother was expecting me to go home. So when I called up and said, Mum, I got the job, I'm not coming home, she thought I was lying to stay in America. My mother and I didn't get along. Let's leave it at that, right? So she thought I was lying. And then Star Trek didn't come on the BBC for like 2 years. So it was awkward, but then when it did come to England, and you know the little trading cards came out, the little cards. So she put it in her wallet, right? You know, in the window of the wallet where you put your driving license, right? Driver's license. So she had a picture of Deanna Troy in one side, and then she had a picture of herself when she was young on the other side. So people would go, why have you got a picture of the girl from Star Trek? That's my daughter. But can you see she looks like me?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Was the face acting in Star Trek very difficult because you had long face shots?
Jonathan, when Jonathan's directing, he told me this, he shouldn't have told me this, but he did tell me, he said, whenever he's editing, if there's something that doesn't quite fit, cut to Marina's face. And that's what he does. So, yeah, I'm good at face acting. Well, I had to be. I didn't get a lot of dialogue sometimes, right? So, I had to be good at face acting. Not a lot of people have asked me about that. That's actually very good. You, my darling.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, love.
Since you just said that you really like theatre, could we maybe expect you in a production in West End anytime soon?
I did, well, hopefully, yes, hopefully. I did do a play in the West End in 2019 before COVID, and a lot of my fans came, and it's amazing. But yeah, like I said, that's my first choice of things to do next. Yeah. Thank you, Rob. Yes.
Actually, I was actually doubting to ask my question. Maybe that you could read my mind and
Don't be silly.
guess what question I had. But anyhow, in Star Trek, Deanna Troi wore always civilian uniforms and not really Starfleet uniforms. Was there a specific reason for that?
Yes. Okay, when I got the job, I was the same size as I am now, right? In Hollywood, that's fact. So when I got the job, it went like this. You've got the job, lose 5 pounds. We're like 3 kilos, like 2.5 pounds. That was how it went. You got the job, lose 5 pounds. And when they remember the first episode where I was in the cosmic cheerleader outfit? The very, very mini skirt? Well, that wasn't going to happen. So and I didn't look good in the spacesuit, because for them, I was too fat for the spacesuit. So that's why I have civilian clothes.
But you look quite handsome.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Final question, maybe count.
You look lovely. Did you make that?
No.
Or you bought it?
Yeah, I bought it about 5 years
No,
ago.
well, you can't be in the cosplay competition because you have to make your own costume.
Yeah, but the thing is, I couldn't fit in it for about 2 years because I got pregnant.
Oh, right. Well, that'll do
the
it.
first time I fit
Well, you look. How old is your baby?
He's 3 years old.
3. Congratulations.
I don't know if you've always been this outspoken about
Yes.
it, which I really like. But weren't you afraid that you were going to receive some backlash or something? Because
Can I tell you something? I realised quite recently, because I do think about my behaviour. I do. I don't have the fear gene. I'm not afraid of anyone or anything. Literally, I'm not afraid. Honestly, that chromosome is missing in me. It's missing. And honestly, I wish I had more of it, because, like, I start an argument with the security guy at Los Angeles airport, and he puts me on the terrorist list. No, it's true, it happened to me, really. He put me on the watch list, because American men don't really like women like me. So he got really upset with me, give me your boarding card, took it away. Next thing I know, I'm on the watch list. And I have to go on Entertainment Tonight in America and tell my story to get off it. Absolutely. So yeah, it gets me into a lot of trouble, but I don't know how to change. Because I don't have that, I'm not afraid of anything.
I think it's very good that you're so open about it.
I wouldn't advise women, girls, please. Please, I'm not a role model. Please, don't make me a role model.
I have fear genes, so...
Yeah, I'm not a role model, no. But, yeah. I think possibly it's a flaw in myself more than a blessing, to be honest. Because I do get into a lot of scrapes. Yeah, I do. Thank you so much, though.
Marina, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being here.
guys.
It really means a lot. Give it up one more time for Marina Sirtis.
Thank you.